Alright, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stickity Stacks in this thing, baby, representing TKOG. And today I'm going to be coming at you guys with an update on Dark Magician. Man, I make fun of my friend for this, but honestly, I'm the same way. I ain't going to lie, you guys, I am a filthy casual. I'm a competitive player. I do have, a very, very strong sense of competitiveness. I mean, to the point where, sometimes I will play a certain deck that I know I will do better with, i.e. choosing Dragon Maids over playing Metal Foes that day. I do that sometimes, but at the same time, I can't fight my urges. I don't know what it is. I'm not alone with this. Obviously, there's a lot of people that are casuals, but I'm this hybrid of a competitive / casual player. There's just certain decks that I just like, and even though some people might not think they're good, I still, for the life of me, I try the hardest I can to make them as competitive as possible, because these are the kind of decks I still would take, and I know it would, obviously, I'd be fighting an uphill battle. There's just so many disadvantages I'd be playing to, but it's just so fun. This is such a fun deck. It's awesome. It has so much support that you can work with. There's a variety of different cards in the pool that are available for this deck in particular, because, Konami just loves making support for anime decks that, honestly, can make some really cool creative builds. There's some Eye of Timaeus builds out there. There's some Rank 7 Turbo builds with Cosmo Brain, Magna Drytron, or Magna Zidon, however you pronounce that card's name. There's some really cool builds. What I've got here for you guys today is the culmination of a mid-range deck that can still pop off. So I can combo off, but I'm more than likely just going to end on a bare bones board in the terms of, wow, as I'm reading Dark Magician. Just in the terms of minimum commitment with the maximum resources that I can pull out of what I commit. So it's put in a little and get the most you can. It's just idealistically, you're stretching your cards. You're getting the most you can get out of every card you activate. Because to be honest, this deck's grind game is not that great, and you really do have to play that way. You basically, when you're grinding with Dark Magicians, you essentially are looping Rod from your graveyard and activating Eternal Soul. That's pretty much it, you guys. Outside of that, nothing else in the archetype has longevity in the terms of card economy. Don't get me wrong, there's some plus-worthy economics in here, but this deck is just, obviously, it's not the best in the world. If you have not done so already, please do so. Subscribe to my channel. If you also want to support me in any way, shape, or form, you can A, become a member of my Patreon, join my Discord, or buy my merchandise, or also, in addition to that, I think it's once I get a certain sub count, I'll actually have YouTube channel memberships. I noticed content creators having that, so once I'm able to get those, that'll be another way that people can help me out. But nonetheless, whether you're helping me eat or just here to watch the videos and enjoy the information, dude, you're welcome here. So let's go ahead and get started with the list. So I have my defensive cards right at top. So for my defensive cards, I could play a lot more and play less flex cards, less tech cards, less draw power, things of that nature, and play more defensive cards. The thing is, with Dark Magician, because you normally need quite a few cards to get the achieved end result, especially when you're going second, it's just really difficult. The more hand traps you put in your deck, even though it can make going second a bit easier, the less likely you are to open an actual playable hand. This deck is not Tri Brigades, it's not Prank Kids, it's not Dragon Link, it's not Invoke. You're not just going to pop off with one card with 4 hand traps in your hand and then just normal summon a Prank Kid and go off. Ideally, one of the best 2-card combos you could ever have in this deck is Rod plus Magician Souls. That's an incredible combo. It is. But outside of that, you really don't have any, 2-card combos that are self-contained. You might have, Apprentice Illusion plus Rod, which is a pretty nice 2-card combo. It's pretty snappy, but you still have to discard. So the deck doesn't really have, a specific combo. A lot of it is tailored to the RNG that your deck provides you. So you're just going to go off based on your hand. It's not like a deck where you could draw any combination of different cards and get the same end board, if that makes sense. Dark Magician is just a very, very mid-range strategy. The most you're going to probably do is set up with a Dragoon, a Dark Magical Circle, and if you open nutty enough, you'll have Topologic Bomber Dragon. And you'll be triggering him off of your Eternal Soul or your Navigation to nuke your opponent's field, and also trigger Circle to banish a card. So that's your your bread and butter pretty much. That's like your best inboard is like Dragoon, Topologic, which you climb into him off of Selene, so the RNG has to be there for you to get enough spells in your grave to do it. But you Selene into access code, Selene into Topological Bomber Dragon, in with your Dragoon with your Circle Soul setup, and that's like the God board, if you guys want to say. Like, that's literally the best board that you can open with this deck, and it literally takes so many cards that it's not even a consistent board at that. It's just the best you can do with my list. I don't know about other people's list. But yeah, these are the 9 defensive cards I'm playing. There's actually a cool little combo. It's like a snappy combo. It's not a big one, but you could set yourself up for your next turn. This is one of my favorite cards. I love this card a lot. Magician of Dark Illusion. I actually love it as a 3 of. I know most people play that 1. But Imperm. When you draw Imperm in this, it's a cool little snappy combo where you can actually set up for your next turn with the Imperm by summoning this guy from your hand on your opponent's turn. And now you'll actually be able to trigger his effect on your turn if you get a Dark Magician engraved, and that's just going to help you to link climb, go into your rank 7 plays, make your Dragoon, you know, woo-woo blase blase, because we are playing Link Spider to make sure that you can do that. But moving forward with the starters, we're playing 3 copies of Circle, and we play quite a few targets so that it has the lowest probability of actually missing. But even if it misses, it's still just a consistent spot removal and disruption every turn on your turn and your opponent's turn. It's honestly a great card. We have 3 copies of Soul Servant. Now this card, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This card is pretty fire, bro. Like, Soul Servant is nasty, especially with Magician Soul. Like, man, this card is incredible. It indirectly adds anything that you want. You just need some draw power, and that's why we play that draw power, to make sure that we can actually get access to that card the same turn. If not, this is also a good follow-up, like to activate on your opponent's end phase and just stack a Rod, you know, and you can go off. If you already had Rod in grave, it's pretty nasty, because you set yourself up for your next turn extremely well. You could tribute your Dark Magician, add your Rod from your grave, and simultaneously Soul Servant's going to stack another card that you can just draw for your next turn, and you can pop off all over again. And also the banish from the graveyard to draw is amazing. So even without draw power, if you just have a way to get one of them out, you can actually draw the card you stack. But because it's not as easy as it sounds on pen and paper, more than likely you want to pair this with some actual draw power so that you don't have to go through the motions of trying to get one of these guys in your grave or on your field just to proc this. That's why I was saying Soul Servant and Magician Souls is so good, because Magician Souls actually dumps one of these in the grave, which helps you out with this. So yeah, that's another cool little snappy 2-card combo. My favorite starter in the deck, Magician's Rod. The card is a Stratos, and on top of that, he's a recurable Stratos, so you get him out of your grave every turn. He's a huge part of your grind game. In fact, he is the main part of your grind game. Just consistent access to whatever you need every turn, and of great follow-up as a good body that replaces itself in more ways than one. Next up, we're running 3 Magician Souls. I like to actually dump Dark Magician Girl first with this to get her out the deck, because she's harder to access than he is. He's a lot easier to access because I do play combination, and sometimes the hands where you can go for combination, you have to pick between basically the full setup with like navigation and circle and soul, etc. And this. So oftentimes what I'll end up doing is I'll be ending on one of these with my on my inboard. I'll end with one of these and the other one engrave with the circle, so that when I use the Omni negate from combination, negate one of my opponent's cards, tribute, summon, I'll normally, you have to, if you want to get the full benefit of your circle, you have to leave Girl on field, which Soul actually can do that for you. Soul can bring her back. But basically, you'll tribute her, negate something, summon him, and then you'll banish a card. So that's another cool little setup you can do. I mean, the boards aren't really scary. It's not like this deck is just like, oh my goodness. I guess the scariest card that you can make is Dragoon, technically. And because he's never by himself, he is pretty strong behind the little wall or house that you can build to protect him. And then for some draw power, we are rocking 2 Secrets, 2 Knowledge, and a Blue Boy. The Rod and Soul combo also gets even more value, because you can get some draws off of this. You obviously search what you want off this. Then you link these guys off. If you have the extenders normally, you'll link these guys off and you'll go into Crowley, so that you can just plus even harder. If you have the extenders to keep going, you'll still end up making your Dragoon anyways, which is super duper nice. Continuing on, I play 2 Apprentice Illusion. These are basically extenders. This is why I also like playing 3 of this to pair with the Imperm because I like starting my turn off with him already on the field. So ideally, if you get these guys and you do that combo I was talking about and you have an Apprentice Illusion like that you ended up drawing, you can resolve the Crowley, still make your Dragoon, and it's pretty fire, I ain't gonna lie. But this card is amazing. Apprentice Illusion, also really nice for the damage step tactics. So you guys, let's just get some clarification so you guys understand that this card is not Alistair. So like if you read this card, you can actually use it. So if your other Dark Spellcaster battles an opponent's monster, blah 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 blah, I'm just gonna fast forward. You send this card from your hand or face up to the graveyard, from your field to the graveyard. That monster you control gains 2,000 attack and defense during that damage calculation only. Notice in the context that nothing says target, so this actually pumps Dragoon up to be even bigger than he already is. It's really nice. Honestly, like when you have like a 6,000 attack Dragoon, just for that one instance of battle, it's pretty fire. Yeah, Magician of Dark Illusion, talked a lot about this guy. He has a once while he's face up on the field kind of effect, but normally after you use him and abuse him, you just make a rank 7 with him or link him off. The card's really, really nice though. And then also he does proc your circle because he actually gets... basically, this is how it works. This is his shadow. This is how I see it. So Dark Magician's shadow is Dark Illusion. Dark Magician's rod is literally his rod. His soul is right here. This is his soul. And then Magician's robe is his robe. So you have like all of his garments and his weapon on separate cards in the artwork, and there's his shadow. I think it's really cool that this is his deck, and normally Dark Magician is considered an effect monster in my eyes because he has so many tricks up his sleeve. Like, it's been like this since the show, you know? Dark Magician is a vanilla monster, but because he has a deck centered around him, and this deck can actually grant additional abilities for you controlling him, technically speaking, in my eyes, he's an effect monster. Like, he has a shadow, he has a rod, he has a robe, he has a soul. He also has stuff like Dark Magic Attack, the 1,000 Knives, you've got his circle, you've got combination. These things basically grant him effects because all of them really only work if he's there, so he's a lot more powerful in his deck, obviously. The card's amazing. This is my favorite artwork, that's why I run 3 of this. I don't even like running 3 different arts. I feel like no art is better than this one. This is the best looking Dark Magician, if you ask me. And then I do play 1 Magician Girl. If I was not running combination, I just wouldn't play this chick. Even if it was just to get 2 draws off of Soul Servant instead of 1, she normally is a brick unless you are running combination. That's what makes it worth it. And then another Garnet we're playing is Red Eyes because I am playing the Dragoon package. It belongs in this deck as well as it belongs in the Red Eyes deck. Those are the decks it was intended for. Konami just really screwed up when they printed this card. Continuing on, I play 1 Illusion Magic. I normally prefer to play more than 1 for recursion because I like to just have Dark Magicians in hand. It's actually really good to have them in hand so that you can keep proccing your navigation because it can only summon from hand. And this is actually one of my favorite cards in the deck. This sets up so much potential, OTKs and follow-ups, and its graveyard effect to negate on the follow-up is also really, really powerful. Secrets of the Dark Magic, I literally play this just to make this guy right here, the Dark Magicians. There are better fusions coming out in the future, but this is what we have for right now. He's not a bad card, but there's definitely better choices that are coming out very, very soon, I hope. And I'm also playing 2 copies of Soul. I normally would play 1, because technically speaking, these cards are recurable, by the way. You can actually add these from your graveyard. So you can actually stack one of Dark Magician's cards from your deck or your graveyard to the top of your deck. So technically speaking, you could play 1 Soul and 1 Navigation and get away with it. But I would always play 2 Navigation because you want to use its Banish effect to negate something. So you normally want 1 to just continue to loop with your Soul Servant so you don't run out. You normally only want to resolve the card twice, sometimes 3 times if you get lucky, but you're normally only going to resolve it twice. And Eternal Soul is just, it has the most longevity, honestly. Like, Soul with Circle is just going to be one of the main reasons why you even stay in the game. With obviously Rotting Grave. So this is a consistent loop right here, like Soul to summon Dark Magician, trigger Circle's effect, and because you activate a spell or trap or effect while he's in the grave, you end up chain blocking, and then you tribute your Dark Magician at this guy, banish a card. It's a really cool way to circumvent your the loss of resources at times when you're grinding, and to keep yourself on the up end on economics, and also basically grant you a spot removal every turn. So you take a card from your opponent and give yourself a card. That also grants you another card, and so on and so forth. It actually does snowball. Magician's Rod, when you have Soul in Circle set up, it's a really good snowballing factor. The only thing is you have to survive for that turn. Dark Magician doesn't have a lot of defensive capabilities. Like, it doesn't have necessarily an in-art type board wipe that you could search and activate on your opponent's turn without playing a crap ton of bricks. But this is just another one of your ways to play defense. I win over combination. Card's insane. It's an Omni Negate. It's very consistent. And then also, if you ever want to send this off Magician's Soul, you can pop something and then just restack it with Soul Servant. That's why it's okay to play one. Only time you want to play more is if you're going heavy on a combination build. You can actually proc all 3 combinations in the same turn because it's not once per turn to actually negate. It's really awesome. Nothing's once per turn. And then the one called by. Called by's called by, you guys. You just got to play it. For the extra deck, we're playing the 1 Dragoon, the 1 Dark Magicians. This guy is insane. Ebon Illusion is so incredible going second. The amount of pressure that you can put out on this guy is just nasty. Like, he's so good. This guy in tandem with Circle, you're going to clear so many cards. And then you make a Zeus for your troubles. So, very, very nasty card. I love this card so much. He's so powerful, dude. Seriously. We have Draco Sack, another great offensive option. And then this is really just for time so that I don't lose to time because I am playing a slower deck. So, oftentimes, you will go to time just because your deck can't progress its game state as fast as others. Not saying that it's slow per se, but slower when you compare it to other decks. And then I play Axis Code, Phoenix, Unicorn, thank you Lord Jesus. Link Spider to A, get Dark Magician back in grave just in a pinch so that you can resummon him off of Eternal Soul. And also B, so that you can make Verde when you have a Dark Magician and another monster. We already talked about Verde. Selene's super important in this deck. You normally want to play at least 2, sometimes 3 if you could get away with it. The card's nuts. It's just a huge part of your grind game. It's going to set up another big snowballing factor. You trigger this guy once while he's face up on the field. He leaves from the field to the grave. You resummon him with Selene, and then you summon Dark Magician from your grave off his effect. You snowball out of control on your opponent's turn. Something else I did consider was IP Masquerena, just because how you can just set up many plays on your opponent's turn. But Verde, oftentimes, you just have to pick between Verde and IP, and there's just no debate. You always pick Verde, unless you're scared of an Imperm or a Veiler or something. But that's one of the main reasons why. You just really, it's harder to make both of them in the same turn. And normally, you're not making IP Masquerena on your follow-up, you know, so to each his own. If you're playing IRL and you don't have this card, play Verde, play IP Masquerena. She's a great option, especially when setting up with Selene for some big link summons. We have Bomber, card's insane. If you're playing IP, another great way is to summon this on your opponent's turn with IP, and then trigger its effect off of Circle and Navigation and just nuke your opponent's field. It's really crazy. It's really, really crazy. We have Crowley. Don't forget that, let me just go right here. Don't forget, I oftentimes, I even neglect this at times, and it's both players' fault when you forget, but don't forget, I know it's easy to overlook, but your Dark Magician, even though he's a vanilla, he is unaffected by your opponent's card effects, which is something that's really cool. So it's pretty safe, normally. If you have Apprentice Illusion with Eternal Soul up, they basically cannot out your Dark Magician. They just can't kill him. So that's another way that you can stay alive, technically, on pen and paper, is just by having him with a little bit of battle protection from your Apprentice. It makes it really hard for your opponent to even attack you directly because they have to get by him, and his soul will not allow you to do anything but battle him or kaiju him. So more often than not, people tend to go after soul because it's just one of the biggest vulnerabilities to this deck's inboards. Crowley explained that, and then Zeus. And that is going to wrap up my Dark Magician deck profile, you guys. I do duel with all these decks on Dueling Book. Sometimes I get clapped, sometimes I clap other people, but I do it just for fun. So if you guys would like to see some duels, let me check really fast. 19 minutes in. Heck, why not? Let's just go in and get a duel. The side deck is for Patreons only, that's why it's not being showed. So let me set this as my default, and I'm just gonna go in. Let's do it. Let's go duel room. And what the heck, you knocked my charger out. Alright, so I'm just gonna join pool here. Hopefully we get somebody semi-decent. I think I'm gonna go with paper here. Ah, I got screwed. It is what it is. Let's see how we do going second, guys. I'm just gonna do one duel and then wrap the video up. Oh, he's playing 60. A man of culture, I see. I don't know, bruh. On the simple principle that he's playing 60, he might clap me. Never mind. Never mind. I don't know what he's playing. He must have bricked. Stop. Get away from that. Ah, man, that sucks. I mean, we drew imperm droplets, so I feel like we were solid no matter what our opponent was doing. But unfortunately, this hand has to be played on the opponent's turn. But we do have some really good defense going on, and we're going to follow up with some critical mass if the navigation resolves, that is. And if it doesn't resolve, heck, you've got Eternal Soul anyways. Oh, I forgot to go to main phase. And I honestly forgot to tell this guy good luck, have fun. Draw. Nah. Actually, I think I should hold my navigation. Yeah. I'm going to hold my navigation. I'm going to see if he does anything threatening so that I can go navigation, chain droplets, send navigation for cost. And I might send Dark Magician Girl just in case he has a negator. And then just do it like that. Reading. So he's running 60 card Heraldics. I guess this is a horrible display to show like Dark Magician. Because I'm not like playing against a meta deck. But it's RNG, dude. I get paired up with whoever I get paired with. And this card sends a grave. Add a Heraldic Beast monster. Okay, so he searches. Twin-headed eagle. Reading. Hold on. Let me read this. Blah, blah, blah. Banish this card from your grave. Target XYZ. With no materials. And tune your grave attached to us. Oh, so he refuels an XYZ with materials. Nothing threatening so far. I mean, obviously there's a Zeus that can be made. He's XYZ summoning. So I'm probably going to have to hold my disruptions for his Zeus. Especially if it's a Zeus and he puts more than one material. He's going Tornado Dragon. Okay. Thank God for the Imperm. So I can hold the droplet. But that's what sucks. He's going to... If he plays it right, he could force multiple disruptions from me. He is targeting my navigation. I'll chain it. Nothing? Okay. Let me make sure we get a level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster from your deck. So actually, I'm going to do this so I can get myself a starter. I'm going to go ahead and special summon Rod. So I can get Rod in the grave so I can start recurring him. So I forgot to mention that in my deck profile, but yeah, Magician's Navigation can be a starter in that sense. Hold on. He said Leo's effect. Let me double check something. Wait, one sec. Okay, when this card's sent to the graveyard. I don't know about that. It says when Tornado, detach a material from this card, target a spell or trap card on the field, cost, destroy it. So this card goes to the grave first, then the Tornado Dragon destroys it. So the first thing... This has to be the last thing that happened, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to roll shark him. It's whatever, dude. I'm not going to make this video too long, but I'm pretty sure this misses timing. He detached first, then pops. So the last thing that happened was... actually, the last thing that happened was my navigation. No, the last thing that happened was the pop. You good. Yeah, because it resolves backwards, so navigation summons. Then Tornado Dragon pops the card that was on the field. So yeah. But it's whatever, dude. I'm just not gonna do it today. I'm not in the mood. Don't have the energy. He's going to Raigeki. Hold on. Do I let No. Because I need to get soul to my hand, so I'm going to chain. Let Rod go to grave. So that way I could use Rod to tribute Dark Magician and add him back to my hand. I'm just scared of Zeus. I mean, I have the answers, but he's committed enough cards from his hand to the point where now I feel like I'm not going to take so much of a neg if he does make a Zeus. But he's also going to get rid of his Tornado Dragon if he makes it. So we'll see what he does. Both me and him are playing some pretty much some rogue decks per se, or some very, very casual decks. Reading, I don't know what anything does. Once per chain during either player's turn, if 2 or more monsters with the same name are on the field, detach, choose one monster among those with the same name. Destroy all other monsters with that name. Your opponent cannot summon monsters with the same name as any of those monsters. Oh my goodness, and he just conveniently summoned a card against a deck that it's actually relevant against. If I have multiple Dark Magicians, he's going to screw me. Because while he's on the field, I cannot summon that Dark Magician. Oh my goodness, this is a good card against specific decks. KK. It's once per chain. I need souls in my hand. Like, I actually am just going to fire off the Imperm here. Just so I can get Magician's Soul, because I really need a starter, seriously. Like, I need a starter very badly in phase. I hate that I have to do this, but I'm going to fire off the Imperm. And it doesn't matter what I target. This can't threaten me. There's nothing with the same name right now. So I'm going to grab Rod to my hand. And still in phase, I'm going to use Soul's Effect to special summon. Thank God I have droplets so he can't just Tornado Dragon, Pop Soul, nuke my field. So that was a good draw. Okay. Alright, so I need to get some damage in on this guy. I feel like I should just go for Circle, just so I can have some spot removal with the Soul setup. He's gonna chain Tornado Dragon on my Soul. It's so predictable that he's gonna do that. So predictable. He didn't even wait. Like, he could have waited till, like, I don't know, I summoned, like, something threatening. Something that actually threatens his board. I'm just going to send Dark Magician Girl and hit that guy. And grab myself a Circle. So, either this guy doesn't play Zeus, or he just felt like this was way more valuable than a Zeus. Oh wait, no, never mind. He couldn't attack. He couldn't battle. I'm tripping. One, 2, and 3. Oh wow, Circle for Circle. Great. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna put Red Ice Fusion on top. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably gonna summon Dragoon right now anyways. So I can make Dragoon here, turn this into Link Spider, make Dragoon, summon him out. My bad. My bad, dude. So I make Dragoon. I use Circle to summon back out Dark Magician. Yeah, that's game. This is game. For sure, for sure. So yeah. I don't even know if I could finish this duel with this guy without making his video super long. But if you guys don't mind, then I don't mind. So this is my summon number 3 Verde, because summon 1 was Rod, summon 2 was Link Spider, blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be game. I don't even know why I put this on top. After I put it on top, I decided that I actually wanted to summon Dragoon. That is like 1000% game. Chain links, my guy. What are we at? We're like 31 minutes in. Mandatory? Oh, Leo's mandatory. Okay. Nothing else really threatens me here. So, I'm gonna go ahead and fire off the Dragoon so he doesn't send anything that can chunk block me. And Leo searches. Okay. And I'll summon the Dark Magician in battle phase just to play around Nibiru since I used my negate already. So that way he can't nib me. So that's going to make up for me using Dragoon's negate. Oh wait, yeah, I'm tripping. Verde. You right. Hold on. You right. Chill, bruh. While I'm talking, I'm just forgetting little details. I'm aware, dude. Oh, so what I did wrong was I was supposed to Eternal Soul summon Dark Magician, then resolve Verde. But then I would have been playing into Nibiru. He probably doesn't even play Nibiru in his deck, but I'm just playing around it just to play around it to be smart. So he's got to play through Circle and Dragoon. So 2 disruptions. Plus navigation if I get Dark Magician out before he starts activating impactful spells and traps. So I've got 3 solid disruptions here. But yeah, you could say it was a brain fart, but you guys saw I was clearly playing around Nib that whole time. This was summon number 4. Hold on, bruh. Let me read. You're not even telling me what you activated. Target 1. Special summon it. Its effects are negated. Alright. Nothing threatening. I'm assuming he's going to stack an XYZ on top of this XYZ monster. So I'm going to wait until something actually threatens Dragoon. Then I'll use Circle to banish it. I'm thinking about summoning Dark Magician a little early, like preemptively, just so I can get value out of my navigation in case he has any... Yeah, like right now. Like right now. Oh, man. The only thing that I can think of that he can make that would actually threaten this guy right here would actually be Zeus. Go on. I need you to overlay so that my Circle can make you go -3, bruh. Probably holding that last extender in your hand. Hopefully it's a spell so my navigation can negate it. This is another thing that sucks. Like, games be so long, you know? Like, just me showing you guys one duel made the video probably... The duel's probably longer than the actual deck profile. So, salute to you if you're still watching. Dude, I am just ready for my soul to do something to this guy. Do something so dirty to whatever card he's about to make. I know better than to target that. I know better than to target that. He'll just chain his effect and I'll miss my target. Ah! I keep missing my navigations. Yeah, because I can just circle banish the Utopia the double. Dragoon gets his 1,000 attack. I mean, I don't know what else he can do. The only thing I could think of that I'm not aware of is something in his grave that I didn't read. The Twin Eagle can give materials, but he needs 2 Heraldic Beasts in grave. He has those. The banish. So he has plays in his grave. He has 1 play he can make to give this guy materials. There's no cards on the field with the same name, though, so this guy wouldn't be able to use his effect. The only thing I could think of is something that would stack on top of him, like something like Gaia Charger, if the Heraldic Beasts have something like that. You guys clearly see I don't have a side, so I'm just going to click done siding. And let's see how I do going second again with his set 1 pass. This is going to be like a 40-minute video, it looks like. Oh, wow. Look at my hand. Gotta love it, right? So he's playing 60-card Heraldic Beasts. What a Chad. That man activated Pot of Greed. It's official. I know. Trust me. My hand's not... You think your hand's bad? Trust me. He said this deck works fine in real life. Dueling Book sucks. I feel you. Trust me, dude. I do. I draw better in real life than I do on Dueling Book. Oh, well, that's the duel, you guys. Thank God he quit, because actually that makes the video shorter, even though he should have got a full match. I'll get one for you guys eventually, but that's going to wrap this video up. God bless you guys. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content. And be safe. Let me see what I was going to draw. Imperm Droplet again, so I was basically just going to have to play defensively with the Imperm, the Droplet, and the Shadow with my 2 Garnets in hand. And this would have stacked a Magician's Rod. I could have gone from there, but let's say I summon Rod, he chains something like a Veiler or Imperm, I could at least Droplet, get rid of my Rod. So Rod resolves, negate something that threatens me. Hypothetical, if and, you know, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but it is what it is. Peace, you guys. Hope you enjoyed it.